Good afternoon and welcome to once again another flight. Today's flight is going to be again in the Zibo 737-800 and we're going to be flying from Echo Golf Papa Hotel to Echo Golf Bravo Bravo, that's Edinburgh Airport in Scotland, over to Birmingham International Airport in the Midlands, in the West Midlands of England. I'm just getting a few things set up right now. I've got all my charts up and running. We'll be going into the game very soon, or into the sim very soon. We'll be talking about a few things that I learnt last week from the flight sim show, and also let's just see if I can do this a little bit better. At the moment, I'm just trying to find a slightly better livery. I'm kind of, though I do like the Monarch livery. Oh, I've got a slight issue here. It's just telling me, please use a keyframe frequency of 4 seconds or less. Currently, keyframes are not being sent often enough, which will cause buffering. Okay, hang on a second. I'm just going to adjust the stream. Just bear with me a moment. Right, everything is probably good to go. I'm hoping. If it's a bit loud, I'll sort it out. There we go. Okay, and I think there's a little bit of a background noise, but that should wind out or sort of disappear very, very soon. Right, I will go to my charts, my plans, and put in today's plan, which is Echo Golf Papa Hotel to Echo Golf Bravo Bravo. What's today's date? It is the 10th, 2019, 12th of October. There we go. Lovely. I'll save that. That can all be copied into my Explain folder, and then we are good to go. There we go. That goes there. Still just wondering about the Thomas Cook airline. Figure out what to do with it, but I shall see in a moment. For now, just stick this into my plugins, Avitab, charts. Right. Golf Bravo Bravo. I've got a bunch of charts I can now delete. There we go. Those two can be the charts that I take in, like so. I'll throw in today's plan, and for good measure I will also stick today's plan on my OneDrive, so that way I can pull it up if I need to at any point in time. That will do. I also have to keep a close eye on any dropped frames today. I'm trying to run at an even higher bitrate than I normally do, but if it works, great. If it doesn't, not so great. You just sit there for now, absolutely fine. And aside from that, I think we're going to be pretty good to go. I'll show up the plan. I think what I'm going to do is I'll show the plan before we get into the aircraft. It'll just work out better overall. Because on the aircraft this is a little bit small, so you can't really see it all the time. So that's why I'll do it the other way. It'll just be a bit better. That one there, liveries. Stick these two liveries in. One, and where's this Thomas Cook one? You as well. Okay. And that's fine. That's there. You go there. That's absolutely fine. And active sky is right here, so I'll grab the map for that. Stick in the flight plan. Go. That'll do, and that'll do. Sort of. Where does it think we're going? It thinks we're going across. I do not want that. I'm going to tell it to go to the Wharton VOR. WTN instead of LEE. There you go. Better. Okay. Right. Let's get you guys into this, and I can show you what's going on. And I'll also get Explain 11 started in the meantime, in the background. So, let's start up Explain 11. Hopefully everything runs. And get ourselves in game. Perfect. I say perfect, it should be.
Checking updates.
There we go. Alright, so this is my flight plan for today. As you can see, this is going from the name of the aircraft is going to be TCX, or the call sign of the aircraft is going to be TCX 0458.
Updates finished.
Right, updates are finished for something in X-Plane. We're going from Echo Golf Papa Hotel to Echo Golf Bravo Bravo. It's going to be local time. We're trying to take off at 14:10 Zulu, which is 40 minutes from now. So we're going to have to be pretty quick on this. That's our zero fuel weight, 1525, 61.50 fuel weight. Takeoff weight 66.6. Landing weight 64.4. So we've got 19. What's 19.8? I actually don't know what 19.8 is. That's an interesting one. What I want to know is how much fuel we're actually taking with us, and I believe that is 5.1 tons of fuel is what we're going to be taking with us. We need 2,000. Oh, there we go. 5330. That's what we're putting into the aircraft. Looking at anything else, we're going to be taking the Gosan 1 Charlie departure. So that's going to be our SID out. Probably will. I might not. I don't know whether I'm going to run that the whole way through. I might just sort of fly runway heading for a bit, turn it around, and then join up to the Gosan 1 Charlie, as you would with ATC. Then we're going to be flying. Let's see. We're going to go Uniform Lima 612. We're going to go all the way through top of climb, all the way up to Dean's Cross. In fact, we're going to go Lakey, all the way to top of descent on that one route. Then we're going to go Calder, Croft. At Croft, we're going to join up to the Chase 4 Bravo, fly that in all the way to Chase, and then we're going to bring in the airport to Birmingham on the Chase 4 Bravo Star. Alternate is Echo Golf November X-Ray today. We'll probably go direct ungapped and then direct Daventry, and then we'll use the Pidgeot 1 Hotel approach for that, depending on which way we've got to go. We don't have to look at any of that. That's our flight path roughly today. So we're going to be taking off there, roughly out there, straight down all the way, and then bring that in. And if we do have a problem, we'll go this way direct to Daventry, and then round and then back up to Echo Golf November X-Ray. There's some of our weather. We don't really have much to worry about here. Winds are, or temperatures are not great up there, as always. But we seem to be all right. That's our that's our plan. That's how we're going to be going up and down, which isn't too much of an issue. Once again, I think it's going to be quite easy. And I don't know why it says MT458 0458. It should be TCX 0458. And there's a bunch of notes here that I don't really need to particularly look at. That's our meta information. So in fact, we could probably look at this. We're looking at 240 at 16 knots. Few clouds at 2,300 feet. Temperature 13, dew point 8, QNH 1001. That's fine. We've got a forecast of, that's our departure time. Probability temperature is changing, becoming variable 4 knot crosswind. That's not bad. That's actually not bad. In Birmingham, when we land, oh no, that's not when we land, so we haven't got any much there. But we've got scattered clouds at 2,000 feet. I'm assuming they're not going to change. It's going to be about 1 hour, 15 minutes or thereabouts in the air. And we've got similar weather at East Midlands Airport. Okay. Anyway, this is going to be on the inside the aircraft, so we're going to now jump into X-Plane 11. We're also going to pull up the Active Sky XP, and you can see on Active Sky XP that's the route it's telling us. Technically, we're not going to Trent like that. We're going to be coming down to Chase, and then from Chase we're coming down that way and in. So Active Sky hasn't got it quite right, but that doesn't matter. What I'm looking at here is the weather. Hello there, Butter. That's a great YouTube name. Why can't I have a YouTube name like that? Just Butter. So yeah, we're going to be taking off. We're going to actually be flying around like that. We're not going TLA, we're actually going Dean's Cross. So this hasn't got it quite right, but we don't need it. We don't need it like that. Your author destroyer is the only good one, I must say. Well, I really do appreciate that. I do try and make my tutorials in the best way possible. Obviously, sometimes they go wrong, and sometimes they're not exactly great, but I do try. So I really do appreciate that. And hey, if you've got some free time, stick around for this flight, and let's see if I can do some flying. All right, so we've got that. Let's have a look at a new flight. Let's set up our aircraft. I am really thinking of flying Thomas Cook, just because, you know, they went bankrupt, and I used to like seeing Thomas Cook. The other option I've got is Jet 2. Let's have a look at Thomas Cook and see if it looks okay. Echo Golf Papa Hotel. I will customize where I'm starting. We're going to start at gate 11 today. That's fine. We're going to do this for real-time weather. There we go. And real-time full stop. And we're just going to go start flight. Here we go. You're downloading tiles all day, so why not? Well, I really hope you enjoy this, and it gives you something else to do than just sitting watching tiles all day. I've actually got this area in the UK does not have any tiles. It's a Orbex True Earth that I'm using in the UK. I might actually have to check one of my controls, but we shall see. And thank you very much for also subscribing. It's just giving me a little notification up on my Streamlabs recent events bar, or recent events panel. So I'm glad you've subscribed. That's what these streams are all about. It's about getting subscribers, having good interaction with people in the community, and seeing what they like as well. So, you know, let's see what you can see in this, what you like in this. Also, I'm going to be talking about X-Plane. I had a few chats with a number of developers for X-Plane in terms of the mods, and I've also had some chats with the actual Laminar research themselves, and they've got some great things coming out over the next few months. Some of them I can't talk about because they're in early stages. Other things I can definitely talk about and definitely tell you guys, and I'm very excited. Once we're in the air, I'll be talking about that sort of stuff. Right, come on, don't take forever to load. We don't want it to take forever to load. Unfortunately, this is the thing about live streams. When you're actually loading up the video and things like that, this all comes up, and you just have to, you just really have to get on with it. You're excited for 11.4. I'm excited for what I'm going to be talking about, which is the move to Vulkan, which is coming soon. And I saw a demo of them using the Vulkan engine, and I've been talking about frame rates with them and stutters and things like that. It's a big change. It's absolutely fantastic, and I can't wait to try it, because it's going to, for those people with AMD cards, it's going to be fantastic. For those people with Nvidia cards, it's still going to be better, but it's really brought the AMD cards up on par with the Nvidia cards now, because before, X-Plane 11 on an Nvidia card would run far better than the equivalent AMD. Now it's going to be equal, but both have also increased, or roughly equal, which is really cool. Like I said, I'll talk more about that. Come on, reading new scenery files. There's no new scenery files. Oh, it's definitely going to be very, very good for you then. Reading new scenery files. Why does it take so long? How's the volume, by the way, on the voice? Is it too loud, too quiet? I know there's a little bit of background noise, which I'm trying to get rid of, but it's not all too easy. But hopefully the background noise isn't too annoying. Particularly as soon as we get into the aircraft, you're going to start hearing noises all over the place anyway. Right. Finish asynchronous loading. Fantastic. So at this point, I shall prepare. It's not really fantastic. Well, that's great. That is absolutely great. So, I think we're going to be a little late for our departure. We were looking for a 10 past the hour. We're currently 22 the hour. I need about 25 minutes to start this aircraft. Luckily, we don't have to go through clearance or anything because I'm not on VATSIM. I will be doing that soon as well. I'm planning to do that. But probably quarter past the hour is when we're going to take off. It will be a 1 hour 15-minute flight, roughly. So we should land at 15:30 Zulu. And therefore we should be at a gate in Birmingham at about 15:40 Zulu, which should be pretty good for us. Come on. Now, first thing we're going to do is we're going to it's currently 2:40 UK time, 14:40 hours UK time. We're looking to be taking off at 14:15 and landing at 15:30, which will be add 1 hour onto that. Okay, here we go. This is where we are. Right, first things first, I need to check A control. That's the wrong button. That's my settings. Someone wanted to press, and please don't crash. Please, game, don't crash. This is not the time for technical difficulties. Okay, great. I just want to check. Autopilot, auto throttle, all modes off. That's one. Okay. Servos toggle. Right, those are my two autopilot disables. Right. You just realised you actually live and you got the time wrong. How does one do that? Right, here we go. So this is our actual weather currently in the United Kingdom. Looking out your window, you probably see weather fairly similar to this. And I'm going to, before we do anything, just make sure that my fuel and everything is actually set up. So my payload, what happens if I do that? Error. What's the maximum payload we can have? That's my concern. I want to see if it's written on the chart that I've just put in. Where's my charts? Here they are. Quickly now. Plans. That's today's one. You thought it was about 1. Wow. If only. If only. Right. So I know that we've got 5330 kilograms on that. I suppose then I can just work out. Once I figure out the takeoff weight, that should work out as 0 fuel weight, and it doesn't tell me what my passenger weight is, annoyingly. 5330 is what we're putting in. So we're looking at fuel to be 5.3. That changes. There we go. Now we know what this is going to be. So if we stick in not 15, cancel. I want to stick in 20, and what do we get? 61.4. Okay, what do I use for flight planning? I use SimBrief as of late as my flight planner, and then I use ActiveSky XP as my weather engine, which then can be injected into SimBrief and also is injected into X-Plane. 61.4, is that what we had for our rough 0 fuel weight? 61.5, that will do. That will do absolutely fine. I still don't know whether 5330 is good, so I'm actually going to stick in a little bit more. I'm going to put in 6. There we go. Just because I worry. I worry about this. There we go. Right, let's get this aircraft started up, and then we'll start going through all the procedures. So, my fuel and payload has been done. That's absolutely fine. Parking brake is set. Let's go for the battery switch. Unfortunately, I don't have my view set up still because everything got reset. Right, battery switch can go on. Standby power selector. The guard is closed. APU bleed. I'm not going to have the APU on, so I'm actually going to switch off all these bleeds for now. Just for now, so we're not going to worry about that. I'm not going to start the APU at this point in time. I am going to have the position light on, and we don't need the logo light. It's daytime. We're doing a day flight today. Don't need any other lights. We're going to stick those into auto. Then we will not really worry about much there. We'll connect ground power. That's what we'll do. There we go. Do these... I don't know whether this works, unfortunately. You've only just recently switched from FSX. I switched about a year ago, and it's been great. I mean, Flight Sim 2020 is another thing that we actually need to talk about. Nav data is out of date. Don't worry about that. What lights are on currently? Wait a minute. These lights are not meant to be on. Why are these lights... Oh, emergency lights. That's what's happened. Okay. Do I have a ground unit? I'm assuming I do. There we go. That's fine. Alright, let's go ahead and start this up. So we're going to go for... packs can go on. There we go. I love how those dim. It's really neat. That's fine. Let's have a look outside the aircraft, because we haven't generally seen outside the aircraft with this new one. This is a Thomas Cook aircraft, as I said, and we'll do a nice slow walk. I said slow walk. Slow walk. There we go. It's more like a jog, really. But here is our aircraft for the day. Looking lovely. Unfortunately, it looks like the normal maps still are not quite right. Look at this. They're still they're not quite right. How? I don't know what's going on here. I really don't quite know what's going on. It's a little bit annoying to have normal maps slightly off in such a fashion, but you're just hoping it won't require 2,500. Oh, I don't have a 2,500 pound PC, and it's running X-Plane phenomenally well. So no, it won't require a 2,500 pound PC. I'm running on a lot of, I'd say most of my hardware is about 5 years old, and the only thing that's not 5 years old is my graphics card. That's the only thing. Echo Golf Papa Hotel is our latest request today. There we go. We'll send for that. In the meantime, let's start getting the IRS sorted out. Right. I'm not going through a full... Oh, FS 2020. Ah, that's a big question. That's a really big question. Alright, let's go through this procedure here. I'm not going to go through every single procedure, so I'm not going to go through, all the fire procedures or anything like that. But we are going to do a few checks here and, around. Make sure all the lights are lighting up. Yep, everything seems to be lit up and okay there. Fantastic. I'll stick that back onto bright. We do have all the green lights for the landing gear, so 3 greens there, 3 greens there. Fantastic, and that's so far that's good. Let's go ahead and start getting our position in. We're at gate 11, so I will go for Echo Golf Papa Hotel. Gate 11. I will copy the GPS from the left, and I don't have to set our... Why don't I have to set my IRS position? Hello. Well, isn't that nice? Why is it not telling... Oh, I've got to stick this nav. Thank you. Well done, brain. There we go, that's better. Set my IRS position like that. Okay, sorted. Right, next up, we're going to be looking at our route. So, over here, we're going to pull up our route. and see what we've got. Avitab charts. Our route today is... where is it? It's here somewhere. I promise. Page 2 of 16. We'll be going from Echo Golf Papa Hotel to Echo Golf Bravo Bravo. Our flight number today is 0458. Well, actually, I'll put in the entire thing. So it's going to be TCX 458. That will do. And our takeoff runway today seems to be... it looks like, given the ATIS, as you can see here, we've got 240 at 15 knot crosswind. So it's a fairly high crosswind. So I'm thinking we will take off, and I think this has us also taking off on runway 24. I believe. It should have us taking off on runway 24. Yeah, there you go. It has us taking off runway 24. So that's absolutely fine. So that's what we're going to do. So we're looking for runway 24 today. Perfect. Performance. Right, well, zero fuel weight has been thrown in. Our planned fuel today is once again on this one up here. Single pilot operations is difficult. Really is difficult to do. And we're looking for 2178. So we're probably looking for, let's go 2.2. Is our planned fuel. We've got reserves of 1.1. And we'll do a cost index of 25. That will do. Transition altitude is 6,000. It's not a problem. We'll also do a cruise altitude of flight level 200. Invalid entry. Rubbish. Flight level 200. There we go. Good. And we're not going to worry about any ISO deviations or anything like that. You're looking to get a new CPU at the end of the month. Ryzen 7. Oh, they'd be good. The new Ryzens are surprisingly good. Right, our current temperature outside is 12 degrees. So we're going to stick in 12 and we're going to do /31. See what we... Oh, okay. Doesn't like that. I guess it doesn't want to take outside temperature. Let's go... /31. We're going to assume 31 degrees outside. See what that gives us. That actually gives us a... Ooh, that's 99.9. That's going to be... Ooh, that's going to be big. Where's the best looking places I should make tiles? I'm not sure. If you want to do the area around Innsbruck, that would be great. The Alps would be another one to perhaps look at. The islands, maybe Canary Islands, that's a potential one to look at as well. The areas around the Mediterranean, those kind of areas I think would look great with tiles. I've done all of the south of Spain, and that looks fantastic as well. Right, we're going to go for a 26. Right, we're going to go for a 24k D-rate takeoff today. I think we don't want to use up too much fuel. We don't want to be too noisy either. And I think for now we're going to leave it at... stick in flaps of 5, and I think we're going to leave it just there for now. Let's continue with the rest of our cockpit preparation and things like that. So we're going to stick the yaw damper on. We're going to make sure that our ground power switch we won't go to APU just yet, so I'm not going to worry about that. We're going to switch window heat on at this point in time. Probably going to need it. It has been quite a cold day. We don't need to worry about anything else like that. Probe heats are definitely off. Anti-ices must be off at this point in time. And we'll leave the engine hydraulics can stay on because we don't have any engine power anyway. We'll leave the electrics off there. Trim air should probably be on. And our temperatures are okay. We're not going to worry about this at the moment. I'm just going to put in 20,000 feet for this. We won't set up our landing altitude just yet. Reset fans 1 and 2 are on auto, so that's absolutely fine. And those ones are on auto, not a problem there. Isolation valve is on open. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to... Actually, I'm going to leave the APU bleed off for now. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to start the APU. At this point in time, I'm going to start the APU. So, I will switch on one of the fuel pumps. And the fuel pump I'm switching on today is going to be this one. That's the one we normally switch on. There we go. Fuel pump's good. I'm now going to switch on the APU. Lovely. Right, let's hope that this actually works and I'm remembering how to do this correctly. I want to see that temperature jump up. And while the APU sorts itself out, there we go. We've got movement on the APU exhaust gas temperature. While that's sorting itself out, I am going to swap this into APU to make sure that we actually have the APU power. And well, it still looks like this is in its alignment, so we're not doing too badly at this point in time. We're not doing great. We will start setting up this. So I want V2 for this, so we'll go for 149. Oh, there we go. We've just got our maps come up. Fantastic. So we'll go 149. Runway heading is going to be 220, 240, 239, I think, something like that. Our initial altitude we're going to climb to, I will check, and we will put in the radios in a bit. We have APU power available. Do that, make sure that that's actually functioning. We do have that. We're going to switch off ground power. We're going to switch on the APU bleed, like so. Perfect. And I'm going to disconnect ground services. GPU can go for disconnect. We are going to plan our pushback right now. So I'm going to do our pre-plan for our pushback. Now, I'm looking to... where's the runway? Runway's over here. We're going to the complete opposite side. No, that's a different runway. That's runway 12. Where's our actual runway? There it is. So we want to get onto this one here. So what we're going to do is we will essentially stop the aircraft. Oh yeah, well there. That'll do. Delete that segment. Let's just straighten ourselves up quite nicely. We will push back to about there.
Round to cockpit.
That will do.
Plan acknowledged. Call me through the menu when you're ready.
Alright, I shall do that. QNH is 1002. Let's go sort that out right now. Let me just not press standard. Switch that over to hectopascals. 1002 on that. And we will go for hectopascals on that. On the standby altimeter, we'll also put 1002. Fantastic. Okay. Right, how many people are actually watching right now? I don't even know. 2, 3, 4. Fantastic. Well, all 4 of you say hello if you've got a YouTube account. If not, hello. But me, yes, you are. You certainly are. I am now going to go through. Let's make sure everything's okay. I'm going to go to Avitab once again. I'm going to do another check on, not on the route this time. We do need to put the routing in, which hasn't been put in at this moment in time. I haven't actually put that routing in. As a matter of fact, you know what? Let's put that routing in now. We will go for, so what we're going to put on the routing, we will go, so we've got Echo Golf Papa Hotel to Go Sam. And that's going to be via the SID, sorry. So we'll go Sam. Alright, the route's now coming up. Lovely. We're then going to go Uniform Lima 612 all the way to Croft. So this is going to be a really easy one. We're going to go Croft, which is why I've chosen this route today. We're definitely going to be late for our departure though. Right, Uniform Lima 612, so Croft. And we're going to go that one. And that's via Uniform Lima 612. Invalid entry, what? How is that an invalid entry? Uniform Lima 612. Does Uniform Lima 612 go into any of these? It does. Okay, so it's just not liking this. Delete that, please. I mean, not in database. Hang on a second. Simone Tomba, hello. Which monitor do I use? My X-Plane doesn't look smooth at 30 FPS. Generally, it's difficult to get a smooth ride with X-Plane 11. At the moment, I will be talking about how to sort that out. I actually have a Samsung, what is it, QLED monitor, one of those slightly curved screens, 24-inch curved screen. You can go up to 144 FPS, but I cap it at 60. I do get 60 at times. I think that's the wrong Croft, that's why. How do I delete that? How do I delete that one? Rubbish. I don't want to go direct to Croft. I want to go Sam. So we're going to be late on our takeoff today. There we go. Direct go Sam. Uniform Lima 612. Stick that in. Why won't you go in? What's going on here? 612. Ah, that's why. We've got a P600 to Fennec. I didn't see that one. Okay. Next up is P600 to Fennec. And that's going to be P600. There we go. Now we should be able to go to Croft from Uniform with Uniform Lima 612. I'm going to say that over and over and over again. Croft. Thank you. Not direct. Uniform Lima 612. Thank you. Oh, right. You always have to put the airways. You have to put the airways first. No, not always. It's that was just, I missed something out. I'm not on the latest direct cycle. No, I'm on the default one, which is 1803 or whatever it is. Right. Let's see what we've got. Next up, I think that's everything on the route. Let's activate that route, execute, and we're going to go for departures. So we'll go Edinburgh departures. We're going for runway 24. Runway 24, and we're going for the Gotham 1 Charlie. There we go. And so I'll execute that. Enable cruise altitude. Oh, rubbish. I'll figure something out. And we're looking for an arrival at... We're probably looking for ILS 3... hang on a second. Hang on a second. I don't think we're doing ILS 33. We're going to go 15. Yeah, ILS 15. I'm planning for 15 on the chase for Bravo. Transition at chase. Execute that, please. Altitude constraint vector, I will check that out. No problems. Let's have a look at my routing. We're okay. I'll look at my legs. Where are we unable? No, I think we should be able cruise altitude. We might have to do this slightly manually because of an altitude restriction. I think we've got a restriction in a couple of places. And we'll be down. So from that, we've got to go flight level 270, 16, 11, 9, down to 5, and then down into runway 15. Okay, that's fine. That's absolutely fine. I'm going to actually get our... Right, what's going on here? I just need to make sure that all of these are correct. That's my reversers. That's my speed brake. Yeah, go away. Right. Okay, I think I'm good to actually get this aircraft pushback and started. So let's go ahead and sort that out. Our pressurization has been done. That's all good. ATIS has been obtained. We're sorted out with the FMC as far as I know. Let's double check everything. All our takeoff, yeah, our takeoff is all correct. Runway wind, actually I have not put that in. Let's call for another ascend for another one. In the meantime, let's go ahead and do our pushback. Request pushback, please.
Ground to cockpit. Tow is driving up.
Thank you. We are going to, whilst that's happening there, we're going to also go on to Avitab, go to charts. I'm going to actually get out of this chart, which you lot probably can't see properly. Go to Echo Golf Papa Hotel and look for, we're taking off 24, aren't we? So let's have a look at this. And let's go ahead and look at our ILS frequencies. We're looking at 108.9. So I'm going to stick that in. Oops. 108.9. And we'll do 108.9 here as well.
Okay, all doors and hatches are closed. Ready to connect.
We're going to squawk 4212. Alright, we've got the pushback tug connecting to us now. In the meantime, so we're going to set all of this. What's our runway heading? Where's the actual heading? 241, not 239. 241, and we'll set these to 241 as well. You can see the aircraft nose lifting up. And we'll go that for 241 as well. Fantastic, okay.
So connected and bypass pin inserted. Release parking brake.
Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to go outside for this one. Because I want to see this aircraft sort of being pushed back. I like it. I think this is something you lot will enjoy. Why are my reversers close? Close them. There we go. Here we go. I thought this might be something that you lot will enjoy. So, parking brake released.
Starting pushback, and you may start engines.
We're not starting engines now. Do the tug view. I actually don't have the tug view at the moment. I'm going to make sure that my stabilizer trim is sorted out. If you click add-ons, then I didn't know that. Okay, let me see if I can quickly do that. Got better pushback. Tug. Well, that's something I did not know. There we go. It's got a British Airways pushback tug. But we're being pushed back. I'm actually just going to stop it right there, and I think that's a nicer view for some reason. I just prefer that view overall. But there's our aircraft. I'm actually going to now go inside and we're going to switch the beacon light on because we are going to be preparing to start the engine. Our initial altitude is going to be... Oh, wait, I need to stick this in. I'm an idiot. Go ahead and stick this in, please. It's going to be 240 at 15. That is going to be a really rough takeoff, that is. Verify takeoff speeds will do. Yeah, takeoff speeds haven't changed. That's going to be a really, really hard takeoff to do. I'm kind of worried about that one. I am kind of worried about that one. At this point in time, I also need to make sure that my stabilizer trim has been set. It should be 4.90. That will do. We've got our transponder. We'll switch it on now. We'll go to TA. We'll put it to TARA, if I remember, at the runway. Our communications panel we don't have to worry about. Rudder trim is center, and I think we're good for taxi and takeoff briefing. So that's that complete. Cabin and cargo doors are shut. Seatbelt signs are now on. External power, yeah, we've done all of that. All fuel pumps can now go on. Center fuel pumps don't need to go on. Electronic hydraulics, we're going to switch those on now. Anti-collision lights have gone on. We're good for that. That's on display for the
Operation
engine.
Complete. Set parking brake.
Parking brake set.
Disconnecting.
Why is this not clear?
By.
So we're going to see the aircraft sort of drop a bit. There it goes. Look, you can just see the nose of the aircraft dropping. I really like that. I like the fact that they do that. Pack controls. We're going to switch that off and that off. And I think... Oh, wait. I need to switch these on. There we go. We'll have all the bleeds on. Like that. And we're going to start... we'll do disconnects and hand signals, please. Don't know where the hand signals are going to be. Right. We're going to set our initial altitude to, if I have a look at my legs.
Disconnected and bypass pin has been removed. Hand signal on the right. We'll see you next time and have a safe flight.
Thank you very much. See you next time. We're going to go for 6,000 feet because that's our altitude up to Gosam. So we're going to 6,000 feet there. Then we'll do a step climb. Probably looking for a vertical speed of about 2,000 foot per minute. But I'm probably going to fly out manually. So that's going to be my ideas on that. I do quite like flying these things manually. I'm going to arm the old throttle, but I'm not going to actually activate it. That's absolutely fine there. We're going to switch on our engine. Engine 2 start. Waiting for 25 on the N2. And we'll stick some fuel in. 23, 24, 25. There we go. I'll stick fuel in. Hear the aircraft start. Oh, well, you're not going to miss the takeoff, hopefully. There we go. Let's go for the other engine. Yep, we're good. So we're going to switch that over. Go for this engine. It is a shame that my views don't work again. I'll fix them probably for next time. 20, 21. We're looking for this one right here. 25. There we go. Fuel in. Go from cutoff to ISO. That's good. Perfect. Okay. At this point, I'm actually going to stick this into... nope. Stick like that. Absolutely fine. Okay. Wonderful. Right. Let's make sure that we've got some power on the generators. We do. Engine generators go on. Make sure those are off, and the APU bleed switch will now go off. APU can now actually go shut down. Taxi lights and runway turn off lights, actually just taxi lights, can come on. Isolation valve will now go to automatic. Probe heats will come on for the pitot-static. We don't need any anti-ice or anything. APUs are off. Engine start selectors are now on auto. That's great. We're going to put the flaps down. Just make sure that that goes to green, and we'll make sure that our flight controls are okay. So it switches to systems. Elevators are good. Ailerons. It moves very. I need to figure out how to get this moving in a better way, because look, it just moves very suddenly, unfortunately. Rudder and tiller work, great. Spoilers work, super. Alright, we are good on that. Let's cancel that. Let's put that there. I do like this. This is something that was missing, and I used to have that on the PMDG. Now it's back on this one, which is absolutely great. Right, I think that's everything. Do we have any problems? No problems there. We have our initial altitude, we have everything set, and we are good to go. Right, let's go to the runway. So we're heading for runway 24. Let's get ourselves rolling. U308, hello there. You're joining us as we're about to go to the runway, which is quite great. That's quite great. Good time to join. Definitely a good time to join. Right, so 241, we're going to fly runway heading, and then we'll see where we go from there. I've got to, somebody remind me as we get to the runway, just somebody remind me to switch on the chronometer, because I always forget to do that. And I do literally mean always forget to do that. So what we're going to do is we're just going to go down Alpha. We've got Foxtrot 1. We'll just go straight down Alpha all the way to the end of the runway, and we'll see where we go from there. Actually, hang on a second. Could we go down? No, yep, Alpha. We'll just go down Alpha all the way. So we're just going to go down this taxiway the entire way through. You know what I'm interested in? I'm interested to see that when we go to the Vulcan engine, can I up the anti-aliasing and get aircraft shadows and cockpit shadows, not cockpit shadows, ground building shadows. That's the one. Along, sort of down in the entire scenery in the entire world. Because if we can do that, that's going to be awesome. That is really going to be awesome. Taxiing away at about 22 knots, which is approximately the taxi speed that I thought I was going to be doing anyway. I'm going to be doing a manual takeoff, so I'm going to be bringing up the controls up to 95 point, whatever it's supposed to be, 95.9. At this point in time, I'm going to go TAR8. I don't know why it's doing a weird notch there. There we go. We're going to line up on the runway because there is no other traffic at this point in time, and I'm hoping I've done everything right. Chronometer, thank you. Thank you. Now, I'm not going to start it now. No, don't start now. Don't start now. Yeah, we'll do that. There we go. Alright, here we go. We're stopped. Parking brake on. I'm going to get rid of that so I can actually access this. There we go. Because, you know what? I like it when everything's lit up like this. Like this, when things are lit up in this fashion, I do quite like it. There we go. Okay, flight door I'm leaving open. That way I can go. Don't forget the chronometer. Yep. Thank you very much. Strobe lights are on. Traffic is fine. I'm actually going to switch on terrain here. Because I know we've got some terrain ahead of us. Oh, there you go. You can see it right there. That's in a 10-mile range. So we're going to fly runway heading until 2,500 feet or above. Yeah, that's fine. 5 miles. Then we're going to turn and then we'll see what we can do. Okay. I think everything is ready to go. Strobe lights are on. Logo light is... well, I'll just switch that on for the sake of it. This can go on to continuous, actually. Those go on to both. I will say I'm configured. I'm ready to go. I've probably missed something, as always. Right, let's go. Cleared for takeoff. Switching on the chronometer as soon as I spool up the engines. Stabilized. Alright, I've got to remember that wind though. Just remember that wind.
knots.
80 knots, cross-checked.
V1, rotate.
Rotate. Positive rate.
Positive rate.
Gear up. Alright, I'm just going to continue up at this speed.
1,000.
1,000 feet. Alright, I'd like to start accelerating now, so I'm just going to bring the nose down to 10 degrees. Go. The auto throttle works. I can't believe it. The auto throttles works. Flaps 2. How is the auto throttle actually works? It's never worked for me before. Flaps 1. Well, I don't need to set up speed because it's already done it for me. Flaps up. Now I'm going to fly this manually to 6,000 feet. Let's get it into the turn. Let's actually look a little bit out of there. There we go. You just see it. That nose down. 10 degrees is what we're looking for here. I don't want to be... We're not busting to... Right, we're not going to bust 250 here. That's the idea. Not looking to bust 250 at all. Really nice smooth turn. Toga only works when you put this... No, it's just never works for me. Why am I busting 250? Shouldn't ever be busting 250 here. Thank you. So it still doesn't work perfectly. Alright, and now we'll bring ourselves down quite nicely. Altitude acquired, yep. Right, I'm going to actually hold it in altitude hold. No, 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 no. Go on. Vertical speed, vertical speed. Oh, you rubbish thing. Still not working exactly as I want it to. But, well, we're trying. Probably because the autopilot isn't actually on as it's supposed to be.
1,000 to go.
There you go. Vertical speed. It's got the altitude. There we go. Alright, I think we're actually up and away. Landing gear can now go to off. I'm going to put landing gear to off. There we go. That's already off. I managed to do that. Engine start selectors can go into auto, I guess. There we go. And we don't have to worry about anything else at this point. So I'll put this as automatic. Transition altitude. We're actually at the transition altitude, so we're not going to do anything here. Also, whilst we're here and we're just wandering around, we're currently just pottering about for the next how many miles? Next 15-20 miles. We're at 6,000 feet, which is great. I'm not going to actually change from standard until we go up. So we're at the transition altitude. This is why we're holding at this. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this. There you go. You lot can have a look at Scotland. Welcome to Scotland. I must say, I really do like flying the 737, and as I've started flying it slowly, a little bit more, I'm just getting better and better at it, and remembering how to fly this actual aircraft. Now we've got about 1 hour, 15 minutes in the air, so it's going to be pretty cool. And like I said, we can talk about a whole bunch of things. So if you guys have topics to talk about, I can certainly try to talk about them. One that I want to talk about is related to something that Simone Tomba said earlier, which was that the X-plane doesn't look smooth at 30 frames per second. Well, let me clarify something on that whilst we're there, or whilst we're here, should I say. And that is that with X-plane there is a slight issue with microstutters, and what happens is that even if you're running at 30 frames per second, you'll have these tiny little microstutters that make it a little bit jagged, and you can actually see it's here. I don't know whether you guys are actually picking it up, but I'm running it at 60 FPS on a 60 Hz monitor, and I can actually see these little microstutters. They're very, very minute, but they are noticeable. This is because of the OpenGL API that they're using for the graphics. What they're doing is they're moving to the Vulkan engine, or the Vulkan API. By moving to the Vulkan API, the biggest change that has been made, and I've got this on very good authority, and I've seen it, the biggest change that has been made is that there is no stuttering. Frame rates have also increased to the extent that in certain areas where you are getting 40 FPS, you're now getting 80 FPS, or somewhere around that region, which is fantastic. But more than that, the stuttering has really improved. There is no microstutter as far as we can tell. Oh, I'm turning. Why am I turning? Where am I turning to? Okay, I've still got some time. No, wait, I need to go up further. What I'm going to do is I'm going to set my altitude for 8,000, and I will do a as soon as we get past Gosam, I'm going to change out of the local barometric pressure, go up to standard, and up we go. GTX 1080? No, RTX 2070 actually. RTX 2070. This is a lovely, nice and easy, quiet flight at the moment. Our speed is also going to be going up to 292, 277. I'm gonna do this kind of manually. That's just what I want to do. I do want to do a lot of this manually. It's a bit more fun, in my opinion. So as soon as we reach Gosam, I'm going to do that. I don't need terrain anymore. I'll switch on weather though. I am most likely going to need weather. Better than FS. Well, yes. I mean, it's a much newer. It's a much newer system. Right, we're looking for Fennec. We're looking for 8.7 at Fennec. So we'll go for 2,000 foot per minute rate of climb. Then we're looking for 10.2. So in fact, I'm going to keep going. 10.2. We're going to continue climbing. In fact, no. At this point, we're continuing all the way to 20,000 at 2,000 foot per minute. Up to 20,000 is where we go. And we're going to increase our speed up as well now. Well, actually we can't at this point in time, but let's do that. Do that. And we're going to go for... We're going to hold 256 until we get through 2,000. Excited for the new next Microsoft Flight Sim? I certainly am. I've been a huge fan of Microsoft Flight Simulator for many, many years. It is a shame that they stopped earlier, and I'm really glad that they are back. I love this. Get rid of that. Next one I'm going to need is probably going to still be the plan, but I'm probably going to need some of those. This is brilliant to see this. 8,000. Nice, simple, easy climb at the moment. You'll get better FPS in X-Plane. Actually, I managed to get something like 100 frames per second in FPS when I tweak it up right. But you've got to do a lot of tweaking to it. Alright, we're cleared to accelerate to 292. There we go. Lovely. Nice, gentle climb. What I'm going to do is... Actually, I am going to look at the plans, and today's plan, I want to see where Dean Cross is our next. Where's Dean Cross? Hold on. Top of climb. Dean's Cross, here we go. Um, 159. Dean's Cross. 158. So 115.2. 115.2 right there. And I'm going to...
Please continue to observe the fasten seatbelt sign until the captain has switched it off. We do recommend for your comfort and safety that you keep your seatbelt securely fastened throughout your flight. There is a call bell reading light and fresh air vent in the panel just above your head, and we'd like to remind you that this is a strictly non-smoking flight, and all toilets are fitted with smoke detectors. We invite you to sit back, relax, and enjoy your flight with us.
We could, but for some reason my vertical speed has stopped. Hello. What is going on? What is going on? Oh dear. Is there any comparable freeway heavies for the FSX Zibo? Looks, yeah, PMDG is really good. Sorry, I'm just trying to figure out why on earth I have stopped here. Right, okay. Up we go, please. That's it. I'm going to do a climb myself then. Why did that stop at... Okay, well that's interesting. Of course it's going to be 158. There we go. Alright, there we go. There's the Dean's Cross. Lovely. Picking it up quite nicely. I'm now manually getting this plane into a climb. This is interesting. It wouldn't be an easy... Yeah, it wouldn't be one of my flights with something going wrong. This time I feel like it's not my fault. But I think you will agree that I have got one of the smoothest climbs going ever, and that's actually me holding it in place. Unfortunately, we can't enjoy the scenery as much as I was hoping. A really nice smooth flight going. Yeah, the vertical speed just will not switch on for some bizarre reason. It was on until 12,000 feet, and then it just said nope. Just complete unable cruise. I had an issue earlier where it said unable cruise altitude. I wonder if that's got something to do with it. I can't see why I'm unable to cruise altitude, but because I'm going to cruise altitude right now. I don't see any issues. This should probably be on, to be completely honest. Don't know why they were off in the first place. Let's just keep climbing. Nice and smooth. The PMDG is expensive. Yeah, you know what? To be completely honest, the Zibo is probably the best one I've seen. Yeah, the Zibo is the best one I've seen. 113.5 and a 152, 113.55. 15,000 feet, still climbing nicely. No, 152, isn't it? There we go. 152. A little bit of turbulence. Lift the nose a tad more. Just let the nose. I'm just letting the nose taper off a little bit here. Shouldn't be doing that. Right, let me try this vertical speed again. Nothing. Absolutely nothing for some reason. Let's see what this does. VNAV speed. Let's get me up to where I need to be. Thank you. Okay, that's doing it. The built-in ones look so bad. Yeah, that is very, very true. 113.55. Then what we're looking for is probably going to be... I need Birmingham's. So in that case, we're looking at... If I move over onto this side, this is doing what I needed to do now. I'm okay with this. I'm just going to pull up Echo Golf Bravo Bravo. Just going to send for an ATIS request there anyway. The reason being is, like I said, it's about an hour into... We've got about an hour on the flight. 1,000 to go. Now normally at this point what we do is we go into vertical speed and just drop it off, but it doesn't seem to, as you can see, it doesn't seem to want to do it. It just doesn't seem to want to do it. I don't know what's going on. I might try altitude intervention. Every single time something will go wrong. Right, 170 variable... 200 at 6, so we'll land runway 15. 15 will be fine. 170 variable 250, yeah, that will do. Scattered 2,000 feet, temperature 14, QNH 1007, that will do quite nicely for us. So as a matter of fact, I will set the QNH. Oh yeah, it's only on this side. Forgot. I've got that synced, haven't I? Other way. There we go, and what was it? 1002? 1007. There we go. So that will be ready if we could. Yeah, certainly not a good idea to be doing that kind of stuff, but unfortunately flight simming is a very expensive hobby. I'm lucky that I get to do a bunch of this without having to pay for certain mods, but for the most part, yeah, it's expensive, and it can be really very expensive, unfortunately. Having clear heights for a decade now, trying to stay that way. Good. Good. Okay. Should we have a look outside? I think we've got a lot of time to essentially kill. I'm actually going to return on this, and as long as I can figure out how to get back to that, which is just menu, isn't it? Yeah. What I'm going to do is, that's my approach ref. That should tell me... Now I want to see my descent one. There we go. Where's top of descent? 14:55 Zulu. So we're looking at 15 minutes still. Wait, what? Yeah, 15 minutes. 15 minutes until I start descending. How do I get all the paperwork from SimBrief into my Zibo EFB? Okay, so what I did is I downloaded it from SimBrief as a PDF. Then in AviTab, so if you go into X-Plane, Resources, plugins, resources, or is it resources, plugins, AviTab, charts, you'll see a folder called charts. So you can see there's a folder called charts. Go into that charts folder and save it in there. So that's where I save my SimBrief plans. That's where I save all of my charts. And it's just really easy. The model for MS Flight, I really don't know. I'm hoping it's not. I'm hoping it's not sub-based. If it is, I think that's going to be a bit of a problem. I think sub-based isn't going to work. It never really does. Also, for those of you who are actually watching, could you tell me how the stream is actually, how the stream's running? Is the quality better? Because I've been trying to improve the quality slowly, and without trying to get the frames to drop off or anything like that. So I'm glad it's going really well. Right, what I do need to know is what the landing altitude is going to be. Here we go. What's the 339? Oh, turning. So I'm going to actually set this up to be 350. There we go. So we're going to need that. Better than I've seen. Oh, that's good. I've actually got to a point where I can double my bit rate for the streams without losing quality. Unfortunately, it's still at 720p and not at 60 FPS for the streams, but I have managed to bring my bit rates up to 15,000. Of course, YouTube's still screaming at me that would recommend to use a stream bit rate of 2,500. I genuinely do not know why. It makes no particular sense to me, but there we go. You know, it's that's how it is, it seems. But I'm glad it's working fairly decently, and hopefully you guys are enjoying it. Just wait until I start doing things with VATSIM. There's obviously no traffic up and about, so I don't know why I've even got the traffic up. I'm going to immediately switch this over for the approach into Birmingham, which we're looking at, what's the 110.1. I'm actually going to swap this into 110.1, ready to go, or I'm just going to dial 110.1 in on both of these, ready to go. Top tip for those of you who fly and are trying to get better at flying and things like this, trying to fly aircraft like this and maybe sometimes struggle, plan ahead. Massively plan ahead. It will save you so much time, and you have a much better chance of getting things right if you plan ahead. And for example, if I was already coming into Birmingham and then trying to dial those numbers in, that would be a really bad time for me, because I don't have someone else to dial the numbers in or be looking out the window, or I don't have peripheral vision or anything like that in a specific way. Where's my top of descent? Cool. Okay, we don't have that long left to run on this, which is good. I did say, I think we've got about another. We should be landing at 1/4. No, we should be landing at 1/4. Now, yeah, I think we should be landing at 1/4 the hour. You pretty much mastered the 737. Been flying in it since 1.2 p.m. DG. Okay. You'd be surprised. I actually occasionally fly this in a professional training sim, and I learn a few new things because you don't always follow the checklists all the time. It's not something you always do. I'm going to have a look at. So I know when I'm descending in 10 minutes. I'm going to go that on approach ref. For this, I'm actually going to go to legs, I'm going to stick this in plan mode. I just want to see where exactly we're going and how the routing is going to be. The Zibo mod is free, yes, and it's fantastic, and it's very, very realistic. Alright, craft. So we're going to do our top of descent at Manchester. That's where we start our top of descent. Deceleration at Delta 15 at Yankee. Down to Chase. We have a... Wait, is that telling me to hold at Chase? That potential hold. Okay, so what I'm going to do is from Chase, I'm probably going to go direct. Which means that I have a chart here. Chase... ILS direct, here we go. This is direct from Chase. So we'd be on the R330 for Honolulu. Up to 2,500. No, up to there. 147. Let's bring it in. That's the idea. Right, I need to be at 2,500. Okay, about 6 miles. So here we go. From the Chase holding pattern. That's essentially what we're running into. So from Chase, intercept and fly localizer inbound to Birmingham, DME 4 descending to 2,500. Take up the Cedar hold. Then continue as for alternative procedure. Right. So it's telling me to go through Chase and then take up the hold at Cedar. But we're not going to do any hold, so we're going straight. We're just going straight in. That's the plan. This is going to be interesting. This is going to be very interesting, bringing the aircraft in. I'm hoping that I get a really nice landing today. Also want to just perhaps look at the control area for this. Oh, this is a bit... can I turn it around then? Thank you. Alright, what's my control area? M6 Hilton Park Services, lovely. Look at this, this looks brilliant. Unfortunately, like I said, we can't look at all of this, but yeah, it's a shame. You've always wondered, can you get ortho for them? I don't think so. I do not think that's possible. Alright, we've got Type D airspace here. Bring it into Birmingham. Yeah, so we're landing on that runway there. That's what we're landing on today. We've got to be careful of the buildings in Birmingham. This is that's the BT Tower, I believe. The 935 one is the BT Tower. I'm not 100% certain though, but that's all in the centre of Birmingham. It's got skyscrapers and whatnot. That's near the hospital, I think. Just trying to work out where I'm supposed to be flying over. So I'm going to fly over the fort, I believe. Yeah, I'm going to fly over the fort because that's Junction 6. That's Spaghetti Junction. That's a fort. Oh, this is going to be really cool. This is going to be really cool. If I can pull this off. Okay, this is the ATC surveillance area. Fine. Transition altitude still 6,000. Okay, good. Right, let's get ourselves set up in a way for the runway. So not that. Direct. I don't want to see the direct one. I need to see the ILS plate. Thank you. Right, aircraft category. We're going to be... we're coming in as category C, I think, today. And we shall go for... let's go for radio altimeters. No, I'm not going to go for radio altimeters. Let's go for Barrow for the minimums. And that's going to... No, forget that. Radio. And we're going to go for... What? Cat 2, Cat 1. Let's go for Cat 2. 94. Oops. I'm pretty sure that's how we do that. That tablet PDF reader is faster than Adobe's. It is very, very quick. It's very, very, very quick. Right, how are we looking on our flights? We're coming up to Calder Croft. Okay, we're not far from descent. We're not far from our descent. Lovely. This is great. Everything else is still good up here. Right. Let's figure out what we can do. I've got this right? Radio altimeter is going to be 90. Yeah, I've got that right. 94 for the radio. Barrel would be 300, so it's going to add 94 onto it. So yeah, that would be fine. Okay, let's prepare ourselves for the descent. How far for our descent? We've got a few minutes. We're going to bring in over Manchester. We're looking to... well, we've done our steps, so let's get back into map mode. Not plan, map, there we go. Do that. Okay, and we're looking at flywheel 169, okay. Bring it down to flight level 169. And then we'll see, we might just bring this all the way down. You're doing your VATSIM controller training. Well, hopefully, if I get onto VATSIM, if you're a controller, then that would be pretty cool. Then I'd know, get a controller along, and I'll know that there is a certain airport that is manned. I think we are looking for a touchdown at 16:30 or thereabouts. I'm going to go for a flaps 30 landing as well, so I'm going to actually stick that in. My course is going to go for... well, I'm going to actually pop that in now. Swap that over. Course can go for 147. 147. And... we know we're coming up on Manchester as well, so I'm going to do the exact same thing. Go 147. In fact, I'm thinking maybe I should have a look at this approach coming in from Honolulu to keep a interesting track, just make sure things are okay. But I don't think I'm going to do that. No HC and X-plane? I think there is, but it's not great. Once we're in this area, which is how many miles? 9 miles? Once we're in the 9 mile radius, 8 mile radius, we are not going to be allowed to go above 185. That's fine, so I know what speed I need to be heading for. Should be working quite nicely for me. And we've got our pressure sorted as well. This is going well. This is going very, very well. Yes, the new VATSIM voice. I spoke to some VATSIM. I spoke to VATSIM about that as well, and I'm going to talk about that in a separate video that I've got to make. I'll just talk about how that's been integrated and how clear it is and how it's got a lot of new features and everything. So I'm really quite happy with that. Auto brakes today, we're going to go for auto brakes 2. Right. Let's see if we can bring ourselves down. Do I need terrain? No, I still need weather radar. I'll probably switch terrain on this one, because why not? And we're just coming up over Manchester. In fact, let's just do a quick look outside. There's Manchester right there. Some of these pictures come out okay, some of them not so much. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we are now beginning our descent into Birmingham. If you would please like to take your seats. And our cabin crew will be around shortly to ensure that everybody's seatbelts are fastened. Going to arm, it's going to just drop it slowly. Why is my auto throttle not? It's responding to my stick again. Okay, well that's fine. I guess because we're slowing it down. 281. We don't need to slow it down. There we go. That's a new one. That's definitely a new one. Why is it responding to my controls? It shouldn't be responding to my controls. It should be on autopilot. I feel like there's a couple of bugs on this. 281 and 250 and below. That'll be fine. I'll just bring it in manually. You can change it between pounds or kilos. It's completely up to you. I have mine in kilograms, so I load my aircraft up in kilograms. But if I wanted it in pounds, I could do it in pounds. No problems. Right. I believe I want to start my descent. Start a nice smooth descent to 9. I am having problems here. Why is this aircraft not? Right, if it doesn't start the descent there, I'm going to manually bring it into descent. Is kilogram default for sim brief? No, it's had pounds. It says it on the side. So when you're actually making your plan, when you click new plan, you'll see on the side it says, I think it says pounds or kilograms. It says weight or something like that, and it just says pounds or kilograms. So you just do that. If this doesn't work, I am going to be slightly concerned. I mean, I can bring the aircraft down, but my altitude wasn't working going up. Is it going to work coming down? Please work. I see a needle. Descend. Descend now. Not descending. Rubbish. Right. I need to bring this down manually. No, don't do that. Okay, fine. That's not what I meant to do, but okay. Alright, I'll do this manually. Right, it looks like I'm doing the entire descent manually. How nice. How nice. Which I mean I've done in the training sims before, but it's not exactly what I wanted to do. Definitely not what I wanted to do. Bring it to nice. Come on, now keep it coming down. Keep it coming down at this speed. I'm actually going to come off the throttle at this point. Right. Bring it down to 250, please. I'm just going to go into a descent. What is... looks for a parachute. Hey, I've flown manually. That's the second issue I've had with my altitude today. Mildly confused. Alright, nice stable descent. 1,250. No, I want slightly more than that. There we go. 1,250 will do. But I could go for 1,500 if possible. Unfortunately, I've got to watch my speed because I need to bring that speed down as well. I'm about to show you my elite flying skills. He lies. Need to be down to 111. That's not happening. Actually, that might happen. That might happen. Hang on a second. I can do this. Let me see. I've got 10 miles to bring it down 6,000 feet. I can do that. 10 miles for 6,000 feet. Gentle. Okay, this is going okay. Everything else is already set, so I'm happy about that. Chase, flight level 90. I need to be down to flight level 90. Come on, keep it coming down. Keep it coming down. Okay, 270. We're still not... we don't have the... right, I'm not going to make this. How am I not going to make this? Alright, new plan. New plan. Speed brakes. Let's get that thing really slowing down. And at the same time, we use the speed brakes to help us. There we go. That helps us drop the nose as well. Not at 3,000. I want 2,500. No more than that. There we go. Alright, alright. Careful. There we go. 15. Just going to keep bringing it down. I need better controls. I really need better controls. Alright, we've decelerated. That's great. What are we looking for now? 240, 221. Okay. Right, tell me my vertical speed now works. Alright, we've got a working vertical speed. This is good. This is very good. Okay. Right, we need to bring it down to... this ought to be a lot of fun. This ought to be a lot of fun. Now I see why they have the hold. I do see why they have a hold. I think I might use that hold to shed off speed. Come on, come on, come on. I will also now change this. There we go. That helps us anyway. Fantastic. I'm not going to approach the localizer or anything like that, or on the approach of the localizer. I'm not doing that. We're going for 221 for chase. Well, we're going to leave it at 221. Wait a minute. Do you actually go in a loop? You do. We actually have to loop that. And reduce 4,000 feet in that time. Okay, okay, okay. Shame I can't take any photos of this. Everything's back to normal. Everything's okay. Landing lights can now go on. These can now go to continuous again. Everything else is fine.
1,000 to go.
Let's go. Thank you. Alright, so we are actually going to do that loop. That's going to be interesting. Okay. I'm going to go into the loop. I'm going to hope this works. If it doesn't work, I'm going to be quite confused. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that in case it doesn't. That way, if it doesn't work, I'm going to just start bringing myself around. Let's bring ourselves down to 6,000 feet and 1,000 foot per minute, please. Down. That's 1,000 foot per minute. There you go. Thank you. If you don't begin turning, I'm going to panic. Looks like we're going to be fine. Don't worry about it. I've just never done an approach into Birmingham, from this side anyway, which is why I don't know the procedures. Are you going to turn? You're not. Heading select. It did not turn. That's interesting. So essentially, it looks like there's a different way that this aircraft is brought in. It does look like there's a different way this aircraft's brought in, and what we're going to do is bring that down to 200 now. That does make sense to me, because there's a lot of traffic around. So if you can bring people around like this, that kind of does make sense. In which case, I probably need to be having a look at that hold. That's the hold we're in. 327 on the way back. Okay, that's fine. So we'll turn it around momentarily. I will now stick a fix for Echo Golf Bravo. Bravo. Give me a 10-mile ring, please. Thank you. Give me a 5-mile ring as well. Thank you. Okay. $327. This actually makes sense to me. This is actually making sense.
1,000 to go.
1,000 to go. I want to come down to 5,000 feet now, please. Flaps 1. Oh, look. Those have come up. I love that. The little wings, the yellow wings. Alright, we can do this. This is easy. This is easy, not a problem. Should we go flaps 5? I'm just thinking, when do we want to go flaps 5? What I'm going to do is I'm going to join up with Cedar again. We'll go around, join up, that should be absolutely fine. 327, I need to watch the... Right. We need to make sure our track is 327. There's quite a strong crosswind. That's something to worry about. There you go.
1,000 to go.
1,000 to go. Fine. I'm now bringing ourselves down to 2,500. I'm going down to 3,000. No, 2,500. We're going to go around and we land. That's gone well. That's actually gone a lot better than perhaps I thought it would. When am I going to go flaps 5 though? That's my question. I'll go flaps 5 when I enter the 10-mile ring. When I get 5 miles, I'm going to go fully configured. So gear down, flaps 30. Yeah, that's my thinking. I'm just going to go slightly past the 10-mile ring, bring ourselves in, and that's it. And we land. Yeah, fine. Thank you. There you go. Happy? Good. That's 327 for us. We're doing well. We're doing well. That's Birmingham. Enjoy. I want to fly over the M6. Let's see if we can find the M6. That's the other thing, is actually being able to see the M6 and the fort and all of that area. Okay, I'm interested to see what happens. Okay, so if I go flaps 5, and then I'll go flaps 5 to flaps 30 straight. Can I do that? Yeah, I probably can. Let's go for... I'm going to go all the way around, like so. That's 5. Reduce speed 175. Reduce speed 170. Reduce speed 170. Speed brakes are now in, that's good. And we are getting ready to intercept the localizer. We need to make sure we get down to 2,000 feet though. That's the only other thing. Make sure we actually get down to that. At 3,500 currently.
1,000 to go.
Yeah, keep going, keep going, keep going. 3,200. You know what? Do that for me, please. Thank you. Just stay like that.
2,500.
Yep. Forelock goes in. Let's see if it can pick it up. Right, we're at 2,500. So we approach it from underneath, which is always good. Gear is down. No, the gear is not down. The gear will not go down right now. Bad idea to put the gear down now. Too much drag, costs too much fuel. Costs way too much fuel. Don't want to do that. I want to see if I can just grab the localizer. That's the first thing to do. Turning it in regardless. It's got it. Approach. Single channel. Right, here we go. Now we can configure for landing quite nicely. This is something I actually picked up from real pilots. That's actually when you put the gear down. You'll see. Now I don't know what this landing is going to be like. It seems a little bit jittery today. There's the airport, runway in sight already. I could just bring it in manually the whole way, but I'm actually going to let the aircraft sort of stabilise itself first. And once it's done that, then I will take over. Altitude hold, waiting for the glide. We're 700 feet above the glide. Below the glide, sorry. I hope this works. I really hope this works. As soon as it grabs the glide, we're good. Gear down, flaps 15. Here we go. And we've got 3 greens, glide slope acquired, and we're on our way down. And we will go for flaps 25 and flaps 30. Slowing down to reference speed, which is slowing down to 149. Alright. I am about to take control of this, I'm hoping. It's windy. It is windy. This is going to be interesting. I don't know whether I'm going to be able to land this. I genuinely do not know whether I'm going to be able to land this. Right, which way are we? Alright. Let's try it. I mean, what have I got to lose? Everything is ready to go. We're stabilised on speed. Stabilised there. Alright, autopilot's out. Auto throttle's out. I have control. There we go. Gentle.
Thousand feet stabilized. Mr. Perch altitude set.
Mr. Perch altitude is not set, but what can I do? Speed is okay. Still on the... We're still on the glide. I mean, well, we're on the glide and we're on the localizer as well. I'm watching the lights now. So I fly in over this part of Birmingham that I don't know the name of. I'm just going to call it a part of Birmingham with buildings in it. 500 feet. Drop the nose a touch. Slow the aircraft down a touch. 400. Gentle movements.
300.
Still straight. It's a little bit laggy.
200. Approaching minimums.
Alright. Approaching minimums.
100. Minimums.
Landing.
50. 40. 30. 20. 10.
We're down. Speed brakes out. Reverse is up. knots. Reversers can go in. Manual braking, auto brake disarmed.
80 knots.
Speed brakes disarmed. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Birmingham Airport. What the heck is that noise? Please don't tell me that's what Ryanair does.
Thank you for flying Ryanair.
That is Ryanair's.
Last year, over 90% of our flights arrived on time. We hope you enjoyed yours, and we look forward to welcoming you on board again soon. Ryanair. Low fares, made simple.
Ryanair, that is so tacky. That is so tacky. Wow.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're all very welcome to this airport. For your own comfort and safety, please remain seated with your seatbelt securely fastened until the aircraft has come to complete stop and the captain has switched off the fasten seatbelt sign. Please refrain from smoking until you...
Right, well, there we go. We're in, welcome to Birmingham. Where am I going to park? I think it's supposed to be over that way somewhere. I actually don't know my way around Birmingham. So I don't even know where I'm supposed to actually park. Where do I park in Birmingham? Hang on a second. Charts, parking. Oh, I've done the wrong. I've done the stupid. I've gone here, haven't I? I need to go that way. Alright, well, I guess we'll do that. Wrong side. Yeah, I've realised I've gone to the wrong side of it. Well, I mean, we landed a fairly decent time. That's my master caution now going for. I'm going to switch on the APU. We've got some power there. Right, so where am I going to go? How do I get out of this one? I'm going to go this way. There it is. That's where we're supposed to go. Right over there. How did I miss that? Alright. We're just going to back ourselves back down the runway. I have no other traffic. No other traffic. Not yet. There we go. Generators are fine there. Why did that go off again? There we go. Right. We've got a few master cautions warning us of a couple of things, but that's absolutely fine. That can go to off. That's out. Stabilizer's out of trim, but that's because, yeah, it's fine. That was me. Got no other issues. Everything else is good. Got back down the runway. We'll just pop over, and then what we'll do is we will take a look at the landing from the outside, see how bad that one was. I feel like that wasn't as good as the one I did into Manchester. I also feel like it was juddering a lot more this time around. So I can't wait for the Vulcan engine. I genuinely cannot. It's going to be really neat as soon as we go to the Vulcan engine, or the Vulcan API should I say, and see what we can get. Right, I shall just stop my aircraft here. That's where we're going to stop the aircraft. The co-pilot can take over from here. And we're going to go into the replays. Stop. Fantastic. Okay, let's go for it. Let's save the replay first, as we always do. Save flight, replay, replay 4, fine. Is it Alt and R for the replay? I can't remember. It is Alt and R, and what we're going to do is, the first thing we're going to do is figure out when we landed. We landed 3441. So what we're going to do is we're going to go here, and we're going to have a look at the landing from... sure. Let's see what this does. Okay, that tells us that we can get a bit closer. Where did I land this aircraft? Probably the start of the touchdown zone right there. I think I just landed it right there. Alright, well, let's have a look. First part of the end. You've got to go now, flying to Naples. Well, enjoy. Hopefully you enjoy, and thank you for actually watching the stream. And I hope you enjoyed the stream as well, as the stream will be ending very soon too. Have a good flight. Didn't realise quite how many people are actually watching at this point in time. If you did like the landing, if you have liked the flight, despite the weird issues I was having with altitude, please do hit that like button. That's not too bad an approach. It's not too wobbly, fairly stable. You can see the wind sort of pushing me slightly. I'm mildly concerned about the actual flight. I feel like the landing was a bit hard. I do feel like the landing was a bit hard. Yeah, that was a bit hard. I've definitely done softer landings than that before. That's definitely a bit much in the way of a landing on that. Here, what generally is quite nice to see. I'll go in the aircraft.
1,000 feet, stabilized.
This is the part that people quite like to see. So if I do this, and then yeah, let's get it playing for now. What I'm going to do, I'll actually go over to a window. This is the part that people generally tend to like. Good window seat I found on this aircraft, or yeah, I think on this aircraft is it this one here? No, it's not that one. Is it that one? Oh no, I think it is. Yeah, I think it's that seat right there. That one or the one in front of it, one or the other. There you have it. There's a window seat that you can potentially enjoy. All landings are good if you can walk away from it. Yeah, that's true. That is true. I will say, in my defense, it was juddering a bit. So there wasn't the smoothness that I was after that allows me to land an aircraft better. I'm not sure why it was juddering like that, but there was that judder. the Manchester landing that I did last time didn't. It was a lot smoother. So I think it might be to do with the weather, because when I landed in Manchester the weather was really quite good. This one had some winds, clouds, so on and so forth. So yeah, there were definitely, oops, just knocked the microphone. There were some problems there. But hopefully this has been an enjoyable flight overall. Certainly been good for me. I feel that slight problem here was, this is where I was getting pushed around a bit. I feel like I put the flaps out slightly too late. I should have gone to flaps 5 earlier, or flaps 15 should I say, or I should have been at a higher speed. I think the higher speed was probably the better idea. I should have been at the higher speed. Any areas here in Birmingham I can recognise? Probably not. I do not know Birmingham that well overall. It's slightly annoying that the scenery over there isn't really loading until I zoom in. I want to see it like that, not like that. That's how I want to see it, but it's not doing it. I just want to see where's the M6. I'm glad you enjoyed the stream. Here's the M6. There's Spaghetti Junction right there. Spaghetti Junction. Yeah, that's Spaghetti Junction right there. Here comes the M6. So this is the Fort. This is a Fort Dunlop. So they used to make Jaguars here. They used to make Spitfires and whatnot in this area. Dunlop tyres, and there's a massive shopping area now. I think we've just gone over it. There, it's all elevated. There's the train lines as well. That's lovely. That really is quite nice. And then there's an area of Birmingham that I don't... Would this be Aston Villa? This would be Aston then, yeah. This would be Aston. So Aston Villa, I think the football stadium's not far from there. So this would be Aston, maybe. Then I don't know what this area is. I thought Aston may be closer to the city centre. I really don't know. I'm making stuff up now. I think I've been in that park before. So there is that. Or one of these parks around this area, fairly close to the airport. Yeah, I think it was that park that I've been in. Now that's a school, I think. And now we're coming in right over the airport. 8 out of 10. British throttle would have helped. You did well, better than me as you fly the PA-28. Thank you, I really appreciate that. I think 8 out of 10. I think that's a decent landing. Given I've done how many landings of 737s this year? Probably about 8 737 landings this year. Let's find out from this angle. Yeah, that was a little heavy. That was a little heavy. You heard the clunk. That's definitely a heavy landing there. But I think with that, I am going to end the stream at past the hour. Thank you very much, everybody, for watching. All those people that have been watching. How many people are watching currently? I don't know. 10 people currently watching. The 14 that were watching earlier. Butter, who's now gone to fly over to Naples. Thank you to him. Bill Anderson, thank you very much to you. U308, thank you to you for all your comments and talking, and also to Simone Morta, was that the name? Simone Tomba. Morta, where did I get? I got the letters mixed around. Tomba. Simone Tomba, thank you to you also for your comments. Charles Johnson, thank you very much. I really appreciate everyone who is watching. And like I said, if you're not subscribed to the channel, please do. It's absolutely free. You can follow me on Twitch and... Sorry, you can follow me on social media. Forget Twitch for now. You can follow me on social media at Instagram and Twitter at ECGadgetLP. And also, if you really do want to support me and have the finances to do so, you can find me on Patreon, www.patreon.com/ECGadget. The more support I get on that, I'm sure the more flights I'll be able to do, the better equipment I'll be able to get and things like that. So that's the other one, but of course just watching is absolutely fantastic and I really appreciate that. Charles Johnson, thank you very much for subscribing. I really do appreciate that. To finish this stream off, what should we look for? I'd say we'd go back to the takeoff, but it would probably take forever to load the scenery for the takeoff, so unfortunately we're not going to do that. We'll just wander around a little bit lost as we were around the airport. I think that is all from me. I've said everything I need to say. I hope you lot have enjoyed the stream as much as I have enjoyed flying this aircraft. I will be back with another X-Plane 11 video very soon, talking about a number of features, or talking about my experience at the Flight Sim show in Cosford, a number of features coming to X-Plane, developers that I've spoken to, coupled with interviews as well from Deadstick, from Orbex. No, I don't have Orbex, I've got to do Orbex this one. From Deadstick, from Just Flight, from Fulcrum Simulator Controls, hopefully from Honeycomb Simulations, Laminar Research themselves, Infinite Flight, that's another one. Infinite Flight is another one that I will be having a look at. So I have interviews from all of those coming very, very soon within the next few days on another X-Plane video, and of course there will be more streams at another time. But for now, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you guys, well, probably somewhere in Birmingham.